Why does nobody talk about the movies that predicted your marriage would fall apart? Welcome to Movie Mosaic, your home for every kind of movie recap and recommendation, no genre off limits. Today we are ranking 5 cheating husband movies that hit way too close to home. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and let's get into it, because number 1 might just ruin your next date night. Number 5. Waiting to Exhale. Here's how 4 women learned that a good man is harder to find than you think. Waiting to Exhale, 1995, follows Savannah, Bernadine, Robin, and Gloria. 4 best friends drowning in the same nightmare. Men who lie, cheat, and disappear the second things get real. Bernadine's husband doesn't just cheat, he blindsides her, leaves her for another woman, and burns her entire world down in the process. Robin's stuck loving a man who was never really hers to begin with. And just when you think these women are about to catch a break, everything falls apart again. Whitney Houston leads a cast that turns heartbreak into a full-blown sisterhood survival story, and trust me, the ending will make you question every relationship you've ever been in. I'm not going to tell you if Bernadine gets her revenge, or if any of these women actually find their happy ending. You're going to have to watch this one for yourself. Stick around, because our next pick takes betrayal to a whole new level. Number 4. The Other Woman. What happens when 3 women who hate each other realize they're dating the same lying husband? The Other Woman throws Carly, a sharp New York lawyer, into her worst nightmare, finding out her perfect boyfriend already has a wife. Then it gets worse. There's a third woman, a mistress. And instead of destroying each other, these 3 team up to take him down, piece by piece, lie by lie. Cameron Diaz, Leslie Mann, and Kate Upton turn heartbreak into hilarious, savage revenge, and just when you think Mark has gotten away with everything, karma shows up in the most brutal way possible. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Revenge doesn't always feel the way you think it will. I'm not spoiling how far these women actually go, because you need to see it play out. This one's equal parts funny, messy, and satisfying, and it's about to make our next pick look even more twisted. Number 3. Hope Floats. Imagine finding out your husband cheated, live, on national television, in front of millions of strangers. That's exactly what happens to Bette Midler in Hope Floats. She thought she was getting a free makeover on a talk show. Instead, her best friend confesses to sleeping with her husband, right there, on camera. Humiliated, broken, and completely blindsided, Bette packs up her daughter and runs home to the one place she swore she'd never go back to. Small town. Big judgment. Everybody already knows her business. But somewhere between rebuilding her life and reconnecting with an old flame, Bette has to decide something much harder than moving on. Does she still want the man who destroyed her? Sandra Bullock delivers one of her most heartbreaking performances here, and the ending will either make you cry or make you furious. I won't tell you which one happens. You'll have to watch and find out for yourself. Number 2. The First Wives Club. What do you do when your husband trades you in for a younger model and expects you to just disappear? 3 women, Elise, Brenda, and Annie, are all asking that exact question after being dumped for someone half their age. Reunited at a funeral, these ex-wives realize they're not the only ones getting burned, and decide it's time somebody paid for it. What starts as venting turns into a full-blown plan to hit their husbands where it really hurts, and trust me, these women do not play fair. Goldie Hawn, Bette Midler, and Diane Keaton bring chaos, comedy, and just enough karma to make this one deeply satisfying. But revenge always comes with a price, and not everyone walks away clean. I'm not telling you how it ends, because the final twist is exactly why this movie became a cult classic. And honestly, our number 1 pick might just be even messier than this. Number 1. It's complicated. Here's a question nobody wants to answer honestly. Can you really fall back in love with the person who broke your heart? Jane and Jake have been divorced for 10 years, until one night at their son's graduation changes everything. They sleep together. Again. And again. The problem? Jake is remarried. Jane is now officially the other woman in her own ex-husband's marriage, and somehow, she's not the only man chasing her heart. Meryl Streep, Alec Baldwin, and Steve Martin turn this into one of the messiest, funniest love triangles ever put on screen, and just when you think you know who Jane's going to choose, the movie flips everything upside down. I won't tell you who she picks, or if she picks anyone at all, because that ending is exactly why this movie made our number 1 spot. If this list hit close to home, smash that like button and subscribe right now, Because Movie Mosaic isn't done ranking the messiest relationships in film history. That's the list: 5 movies, 5 broken marriages, and way too many real-life lessons. Which one hit hardest for you? Drop it in the comments, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next recap, and I'll see you in the next one.